Hey guys, welcome back to the Studley vlog. Today we're going to a crazy structure fire in Chatsworth. So LA County Engine 75 was first in on this structure fire, and there was actually 3 different agencies that responded. LA City Fire Department, LA County Fire Department, and Ventura County Fire Department. When 75s arrived on scene, they found a 2-story family dwelling that was fully involved with fire through the roof. So I ended up getting there super quick because it's not too far from me, and was able to actually see the house on fire, which isn't always the case when photographing these because sometimes you get stuck in traffic and can't make it to an incident. So of course, when I heard this call come out, I immediately grabbed my camera and headed out to come take some photos and videos of the firemen fighting this crazy house fire. Now, something that's important when you are photographing a house fire is radio. So when I first arrived on scene, I heard that there was wires down along with propane tanks that were exposed, so they could explode at any time. So of course I stay away from that spot and make sure to be on the air of caution instead of getting a cool shot and almost dying. So they started putting water on it and were able to knock down the fire around the propane tanks. So when I ran out the door, I grabbed my Leica M10P, which is a digital rangefinder camera that I got about a year ago, and don't really shoot with it too much, but I grabbed it because it was the one that was closest to the door, and so that's what I'm shooting with today, along with my Fuji X-H2S, which is what you're seeing video from, as well as a DJI action camera, which is like a GoPro but a little bit better. So I picked up this Leica about a year or 2 ago, and I've loved shooting with it, but it's a really slow camera when it comes to shooting. It really makes you slow down since everything is manual on it. Manual focus, manual exposure, and all that. So it really makes you stop and slow down. It's similar to shooting with a film camera, and it has the same lenses as, say, my Leica M6. Now they were able to quickly get a handle on the fire and contain it to not spread anymore, spread into the brush and vegetation around the home. But it looks like the top floor was pretty much all gone. One thing that I always find so interesting at these fires is how much the lighting changes. It's like a movie set in a way, where there's this smoke or fog and you can see it just change so much in a matter of minutes. So another interesting fact is I shot this whole video in about 20 minutes from the time that I arrived on scene. The fire was quickly knocked down by LA City Fire, LA County, and Ventura County. So at this time, I do not know what was the start of the fire, and they never released that information, but it could have been some electronics or something. That's usually what starts these house fires. So this was one of my favorite photos that I took. It shows a fireman spraying some water into the home, and there's a little rainbow that comes through the water that's spraying out the hose. But it just really shows the emotion of trying to knock it out and put out the fire as fast as they can. So something that's really interesting is how smoke reacts to light. Now the light was coming through the trees, it was making these cool light beams that were shooting through the smoke. And whenever there's smoke, I feel like it's like cinematic, it's super interesting, and just kind of creates this completely different atmosphere for photographs. So I was mainly using my 35mm f2 Zeiss planar lens, and then a 28mm 2.8 Elmaria Leica lens, and then I'd happen to have my 90mm f4 Elmar lens, which ended up coming in clutch really well because I wanted some longer shots, and it worked perfect. Also, when you're photographing a house and they're spraying a lot of water, sometimes you get hit by a little bit of mist. So I saw a fireman taking a little break at this point. He was chilling on a ladder. I believe he was on one of the first engines that arrived on scene from 75s. So he's just taking a little break for a sec, but it was just a cool photograph. It was also really cool to see these 3 different agencies working along together side by side and basically being able to put out this house fire without any communication errors or anything like that. They really have that down. Where Lake Manor is in Chatsworth, it's kind of this weird trifecta of mutual aid, which is 3 different departments that respond to different incidents depending on the location. And usually there's a lot of like commotion or problems, but they really have done a great job recently of getting that all in check and being able to work together. So shooting with the Leica was great. Normally, I don't take it with me to incidents like these because with shooting emergency situations, things come at you pretty fast. And the Leica is a camera that's a lot slower. It's all manual focus. And so this ended up being great because the lighting was really nice and it really excelled in this situation. While I was shooting video to send out to the news stations, I was able to take a couple snaps. The homeowners who lost their home to this horrible fire, they put up a GoFundMe, so I'm linking that below. But everyone, thanks for watching, and I'll be making more of these, so keep an eye out.